What is up, gamers? Steve G here from Pickpocket Press, and too excited to show you what came yesterday. It's our Old Mage box, the first prototype box that we've had made, and I think it looks weird. So this is the cover by the excellent David Nash, and it shows you the 6 different characters. So you got the Mage Priest, Ancient One, Storm Witch, Rune Seer, Necromancer, and at the back you've got the Windwalker. And the logo actually is by the ever excellent Daniel Commercy, who's done all our logos, including our Pickpocket Press logo up the top here. Yeah, so this is the box. Just really excited to show everybody. Got some characters on the side. Rune Seer, and so we've got Necromancer. Actually, so here you can see the different couple of things about the game. 1 to 2 hours, 14 plus. 1 to 6, it's really, it's really a 2 to 6 player game. You can play it solo, but you do that sort of thing where you play 4 characters at once and you play to find out who wins, as opposed to, adopting one character to be your own. Or at least that's how I've been playing it. Yeah, and then on the back, so this gives you a pretty good idea of what the game is about. Welcome to Old Mage, the spell-blasting adventure game of arcane domination. So yeah, we've got some spells, some example spells, some of the relics you can get, some more spells down here, some of the monsters and events. Yeah, you got the board, 4 decks of cards, events, relics, ruins, and spells. And then player boards, so you've got the 6 different player boards. And the 7th one here actually is the Haunt, because this is a competitive game, so there's lots of, attacking each other. If you get reduced to 0 health, you are not out of the game. You turn into a Haunt, which is this, I've probably made that too blurry. Anyway, it's a ghost-like creature that still wanders the board and causes trouble. But if you roll double on the Haunt dice, which are these white ones here, you return as an undead mage and you can still win. So yeah, that's this kind of twist to this one. Yep, standees. So the standees, I don't know. We've also got a miniature. We commissioned a miniature. Actually, I'll show you that. I'll show you actually I've got quite a good physical prototype of the whole game now. So I think I'll show you that in a minute, including the miniature. Anyway, I don't know if we're going to go with the standees, probably the standees, but we might do the miniature. I'm not sure. We do have the little pyramid obelisk. These are the ruins for the ruin card. These little, probably can't see them that well in this. But anyway, they're the ruins that you can explore in the game. Yeah, so that's the box. Show you the prototype in a minute. All right, y'all, and here is the prototype. This is the latest version of the physical game. This is actually pretty close, I think, to what it will ultimately look like. I would like to brighten this board up still a little bit, and these are our ruins, which are kind of obelisk, I don't know, step pyramid things which you can explore in the game. We might make them a sandstone color, I don't know, or something like that, sort of to match this the ruin card, because when you go there you draw a ruin card, but I'm not sure. At the moment we're just using the black and that works pretty well. Yep, so we've got the standees. Here's a Mage Priest, for example, and the Rune Seer. They look pretty good. Yeah, that's right, I did say I'd show you the miniature. So originally this was a symmetrical game. The characters were not different, and so I just had commissioned a single miniature, unpainted obviously, and this guy painted red. But what the idea was, when we got them injection molded and produced a lot of them, you would do, a bunch of red ones, a bunch of yellow for the different, blue, black, white for the different characters. Yeah, so I don't know what we'll end up going with, but we've got this miniature option. Or, if the game funded insanely well, perhaps we could commission miniatures for each of the characters. But for the moment, the standees are working pretty awesome. Yep, so we've got character cards here. Brief rundown, name at the top. This is his ability. So the Mage Priest is the most straightforward one. If you want the simple guy where you don't have to worry about his special ability too much, you take this guy. Turn summary in the middle, which is actually also on the back of the rulebook. I'll just show you that in a sec. So health, everyone starts with 10 health, and you can, as you take damage, you just slide them on and off, or slide them over here, whatever. That's how we've been using that. This, actually, the colored ones, the moment we've got a larger colored, I like the littler one. This is more like Magic the Gathering style. This is a bit bigger, but yep, just for I think we'll go with the smaller ones. Right, so the rulebook. On the back of the rulebook is the turn summary. So the front, just do a quick flick through. So this is still a draft. obviously, but it's pretty close to the final, what the final thing looked like. I always thought that out was too confusing. So we've got spells, events, relics, haunts. Yep, FAQ, index, etc. So that's it. So what is it? 14 pages. Not even. If you don't include the summary and the FAQ. Anyway, it's a pretty simple game. It's, not a complex. It's easy to learn. All right, so what else we got? We got I'll show you the dice. So these are the travel dice, movement dice. You normally roll 2 of these. Yes, this is a roll to move game. I know some people don't like that, but it's actually a fairly predictable movement because you got a single 1, you got a bunch of 2s, and a single 3. So mostly you will roll 4, but sometimes you roll a little bit less. So for example, here we go. The Mage Priest is going to move 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, hits a ruin, take that off, draw your ruin card, yoink. What does he get? So in the ruins are the most powerful spells in the game, but also the nastiest monsters in the game. And in order to get relics, and the Master Orb is in the relic pile, and one of the ways to win is to obtain the Master Orb and deliver it to a wizard tower on the opposite end of the board. So, Mage Priest, he's the white guy, starts here. He'd have to find the Master Orb and deliver it to one of the mage towers on the right. So you can win that way, or you can just destroy all your enemies. So anyway, Meteor is a powerful ruin spell, but Earthquake also powerful. Yes, so Great Dragon. So he's the nastiest creature in the game, actually. Very bad. But if you beat him, you get 3 relics, which is massive. So actually this is supposed to be red because we've got the spell dice now, which are red with their little fireballs and their arcane crosses. So, oops, I've got to fix that. Anyway, so that's part of the ruin deck. You got your relics. Yoink, the Necrotome. So this, when you get it, you got to play it. Once per round, you can cause someone to lose 1 health, which is actually quite good, but it's pretty short range, only 6 hexes. This lightning bolt means this is an interrupt ability. You can use it at any point in the round, and this means it's a spell. Contrast to the Master Orb, which with this you can win the game. So 0 means you can only use its effect on yourself, and the helmet means it's an ongoing benefit. So you play it when drawn, pop. First time you get it, you get 3 health. Why? Because you're about to get hammered by the rest of the players once you get the Master Orb. Anyway, so that's some examples of the relics. Yoink. And if when you're moving, so if you go onto one of the land tokens, you flip it, doink. What do we get? We've got this beastie. Sometimes you get an event, but most times you'll get a monster. This 2 means this guy rolls 2 battle dice, doink. And he's got 3 health, which is a lot of health actually for one of these land token creatures. If you defeat this guy, you get a new spell. Zoink. Mana Surge. We already saw that one, didn't we? Prophecy. So if you defeat the land token guys, you build up your spells. And so actually I can briefly explain. So the reason the map matters is that firstly, if you get the Master Orb and you want to deliver it to the other side, you've got to make your way there. The rivers you can't cross, so you can't go from the water, you can't go from here to here. You have to go around, unless you've got a spell or the Windwalker. Haven't got a token, her standard here, but she has a special ability where for 1 health, she can ignore water for that turn. So that lets her sort of traverse the board quicker than the others. But that's right. So up in the corner here, this means that if you're in the correct terrain type, so when you cast Prophecy, if you're in the dunes, which are over here, you can't see, over here, then you get a special bonus. So you look at the top 4 cards instead of the top 3. Or what else we got? Mage Portal, for example. So it's got a range of 9 normally. But if you're in Crater, which is here, just this part of the board, if you're standing here when you cast Mage Portal, you get this bonus if Crater range and placement is 15. So instead of taking 2 portal tokens and putting them within 9 of the caster and within 9 of each other, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, doink. So next turn he could go doink, 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 that sort of thing. But yeah, if you cast it from the crater, if you're here when you cast it, then it opens up a lot wider. So 15 is that's very far. So yeah, that's why where it matters where you are, because all the spells have a little bonus effect if you're in the correct terrain type. What else was I going to show you? Relics, events. So that's right. When you're moving around, if you end up in an empty space, you can choose if you want to take an event card. So obviously they're a mix of good and bad, typical sort of event cards. So it's up to you, you know, depending on how you're going in the game, you can take the risk. So blink, Griffin. I love Griffin, which is you place him on the swamp portal hex. So this brownie sort of dead tree area is the swamp in the middle here. There's the portal, so he goes onto the portal hex, and you can see, oops, he's a 3/3, so he gets 3 battle dice, and he's got 3 health. And he moves 4 hexes towards you at the start of your turn. So the Griffin is hunting you when you draw this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, and he keeps coming until you defeat him, or until he defeats you. So that's one of the events. What else we got? Fey Spirit. Oh, so this is a nice one. This is a bonus. So you put where is that? I'm not sure where my Fey Spirit hex token is, but basically you get the token, you put it on the board in that spot, and when you enter this hex, you heal 2 health, usable once per mage. So you can only do it once per mage, but that's a little bonus area, yeah. So, have I shown you the dice? Oh, yep, so here's the combat dice. Ta-da. So this is an unblockable hit. This is a normal hit. A shield blocks a normal hit, but not a, blocks 1 hit, but it can't block the skull. And then we've got the double hit. Spells, spell dice. You basically got, single hit or effect, double, and then also the Arcane Star, which is a special. So when you cast, for example, Dispel, you roll 3 of these, and you need to see a Arcane Star to dispel whatever it is, so it's not guaranteed. Or some spells, at the end of your turn, you have to roll 1 of these, and if you roll the star, then the spell ends. Otherwise it continues. So yeah, they're a little bit different to the battle dice. And then we've also got the haunt dice. So the haunt dice are my favorite dice. When you get reduced to 0 health in this game, where is the guy? Here we go. So if our Mage Priest, who is the white character, gets reduced to 0 health, you flip over his board, doink, he becomes a haunt. You lose your relics and a few other things, but you kind of play this spoiler game then where, you can still affect the other players, and, there's a few special abilities of haunts, including that, so you put this guy down, including that sometimes if you roll the, the claw, you flip the closest monster, put your haunt on it, and you take over this monster. So you've possessed it, and then you roll, for example, he would move 3, 1, 2, 3, and so you can fight other players with that. And the lightning bolt means that he can cast a spell this round. So he's still got his hand of spells. He might be able to do something. Oops, pop my camera in that regard. But otherwise, what do you got? You got more movement, and the haunt ignores water because he's a ghost. And also, if you've got a creature, it's levitating or something because it's possessed. So it ignores the water as well. And where's the other one? The spell book. So if you roll spell book, you get a spell. Joink. Okay, and then the only other thing, I'll just show you a few of these tokens over here. So these are spell tokens and other bits and pieces. So we've got Firestorm, where you put down a bunch of these tokens. Magma Burst, which is kind of similar but different. So we have matching. Oh, don't have one. Oh, it's over in the pile somewhere, but here we go. So sometimes something might happen and we need to mark on the board where it is and then put the card elsewhere. So I don't know, that wouldn't be quite right, but that's what these matching letter tokens are for. And that's pretty much it. Cheers all.